Some days it's just a struggle to do anything. And I don't know about a day, but I've had probably a whole week where I've really been struggling to to get myself to do anything. And it's been well, I mean, again today, let's say I'll use today as an example because um, you know, though it's not been the most resistance I've ever had, it's been a lot of resistance. So there's a sense of complaining inside of myself. I'm like, oh, I don't feel very good, and I might make wake up groggy or something, or I feel dehydrated, and there's something in me that wants to make an excuse to not go, and because I do exercise first thing in the morning, I got like a mini trampoline, I rebound, to not do this because, well, it's difficult and it's going to challenge me, and then I feel awful when I'm doing it. I constantly want to stop. I'm really just, moaning and whining to myself about how it's hard and how I feel exhausted and how my body feels weak and how I don't feel very well and how I need to rest and lie down and not do anything. And, you know, then I go on to my guitar practice because I started that about a year ago. And then there's this, well, I've got to do hard things and I don't want to do that. And this is going to be difficult. I'm going to go feel bad if I can't get this right and this completed and not be able to do this. And then I'm going to feel like I'm stagnating, I'm procrastinating. And I have this kind of feeling after the session that I'm not getting anywhere. And that's the time generally when, you know, I would kind of want to stop or would stop sometimes. And it's really when you come up against those feelings and those emotions, it's really, really hard to keep going. And there is there's a part of me through determination to go through the struggle, to just keep going and going and going and going. And what I find now is that if I just keep going and try to ignore what's happening in the background, my emotions and my feelings, then eventually they continue to get louder and louder, and the pain gets more and more and more. And then what happens is eventually I will completely stop because the pain is too much, the struggle is too much. And so what I found has been helping me more than anything else, and this is something that I did today during my rebound session, and I did it yesterday too, is to get present with the pain whilst I'm doing the activity. And instead of trying to fight it or beat it up or tell it to shut up, it's like, well, you can just, I'm just sort of allowing it to be there, and it's painful and I don't want to feel it. And I think the point is to not get lost in the pain and angst of and the protest of not wanting to do the particular thing. And to know that, or to have, for example, a set outcome that you want to achieve, and that outcome doesn't have to be a massive outcome. It could just be that I want to feel good about my session during exercise. I want to be able to feel good. I want to feel like I'm energized after a session, and I want to feel like I've been successful at that. I want to feel good. It could be just I want to feel good. So, I mean, it's difficult for me to explain this because um, I'm not really totally sure how to explain this to somebody that is in or has been in this position and doesn't really have a sort of background for how this works. But that's what I've been doing, and it's like there's I mean, there is a lot to be said for that. I mean, I noticed both yesterday and today during my rebounding session, the moment I let go of pushing against the emotions and the pain, I started to feel better. And I actually feel, especially after yesterday's session, I felt energized after that session. I felt good and I didn't feel exhausted. And I think it was because I wasn't pushing against the resistance, that I was having toward it. So I guess there's a difference between push. It's like that pushing against, and I think you can also fear that if I let go and allow these feelings to happen, then I'm just going to collapse in a heap and be completely useless, and then I won't be able to do anything at all. And that just isn't the case. So yeah, so that was interesting to me. It's something that came up today and yesterday and over the whole week as well. It is something that I've been doing for a while, but it's taken me a while to integrate that into my life. And I think the thing to remember is that with each problem comes, or each issue, or the way in which you feel, there comes a new challenge or a new way, a new thing, let's say, a new thing in your life that needs to be understood and allowed to be there, if that makes sense. So that's pretty much it for today, guys. It's been a 7-minute video. I don't want to make it much longer, but yeah, that's pretty much it. And I'll speak to you very soon.